In the summer of 1963, the sky over the dense wilderness of Alaska was clear, save for the distant hum of a C-119 Flying Boxcar cutting through the atmosphere. On board the large, cargo-heavy aircraft were Captain Douglas Harris and his seasoned crew, hauling essential supplies to a remote outpost. The C-119, affectionately called the Flying Boxcar, had served countless missions, known for its reliability in tough terrains. But on that day, the aircraft was about to become part of one of aviation's strangest mysteries. Around noon, a routine check-in was scheduled. The last communication from Captain Harris came over the radio. Boxcar 615 to control. All systems normal, clear skies ahead, but that would be the last anyone ever hear from the plane. Minutes later, it vanished from radar without a trace. Search teams were dispatched, combing the vast wilderness where it had last been tracked, but nothing was found. Not a single piece of wreckage, no distress signals, no sign of life. Theories quickly sprang up. Was it a sudden mechanical failure, a mid-air explosion, or something more sinister? Witnesses claimed to have seen strange lights in the sky that day, fueling rumors of UFOs or other paranormal activity. Despite exhaustive searches, the C-119 and its crew were never found, leaving behind a mystery that has haunted the aviation world for decades. Even today, the story of the vanishing C-119 remains unsolved. What happened to the Flying Boxcar and its crew? Perhaps one day the Alaskan wilderness will give up its secrets, but for now, the mystery continues to baffle and captivate all who hear it. On June 22, 1963, the C-119 Flying Boxcar took off from Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska, on what was supposed to be a routine mission. The Flying Boxcar, with its distinctive twin booms and high-wing design, had long been a workhorse for the U.S. military, ferrying cargo, troops, and supplies across some of the world's most treacherous regions. The aircraft was known for its robustness, often called upon for missions in rough terrains and adverse weather, but this flight would never reach its destination. The crew on board that day was led by Captain Douglas Harris, a veteran pilot with years of experience navigating the unpredictable skies of the Alaskan wilderness. His co-pilot, Lieutenant Jack Simmons, was younger but equally skilled. In the back, 2 engineers and a loadmaster made up the rest of the small team. Their cargo, routine military supplies, including rations, equipment, and ammunition, bound for a remote outpost nestled deep in the wilderness. Takeoff was smooth, and the weather, though typically volatile in the region, was calm for the moment. Radio contact between the crew and the control tower was steady, with Captain Harris reporting clear skies as they flew northward. But just an hour into the flight, things would take a dark turn. At 11:30 a.m., the control tower at Elmendorf received its final communication from the Flying Boxcar. Captain Harris's voice, steady as ever, crackled over the radio. Boxcar 615 to control. All systems normal. Clear skies ahead. It was an ordinary check-in, the kind of communication that reassured ground crews that all was well. But a few minutes after that transmission, something extraordinary happened. The C-119 Flying Boxcar disappeared from radar, vanished without a trace. At first, the disappearance didn't cause immediate alarm. Planes often went out of radar range in Alaska's rugged terrain, only to reappear a few minutes later. But as minutes turned into hours, worry began to set in. Efforts to reach the plane by radio failed. The silence was deafening. By the end of the day, the C-119 was officially declared missing, and an all-out search and rescue operation was launched. The search, initially centered on the plane's last known position, quickly expanded. Over the next few days, dozens of aircraft, helicopters, and ground teams combed the vast Alaskan wilderness. The terrain was unforgiving. Thick forests, jagged mountain ranges, and icy rivers made every moment of the search a battle against nature. Despite the extensive efforts, there was no sign of the aircraft, no wreckage, no emergency signals, not even a trail of debris. As days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. The media latched onto the story, dubbing it the vanishing of C-119. The Flying Boxcar, with its crew and cargo, had seemingly disappeared into thin air. Official reports from the Air Force suggested a possible mechanical failure or navigational error, but no evidence supported either theory. How could a plane that large, carrying experienced crew members, simply vanish without a trace? Rumors and conspiracy theories began to swirl. Some claimed that the plane had flown into a dangerous electromagnetic zone, a so-called Alaskan Triangle similar to the Bermuda Triangle, where mysterious disappearances had been reported over the years. Others whispered of military secrets, suggesting that the plane was carrying top-secret cargo and had been intercepted by foreign powers or even clandestine U.S. operations gone wrong. But perhaps the most bizarre theory involved reports of strange lights in the sky that day. Several local inhabitants, scattered across remote villages, reported seeing unusual lights in the sky around the time of the plane's disappearance. Described as glowing orbs or flickering flashes, these lights seemed to hover before suddenly disappearing. Though these reports were dismissed by authorities as nothing more than natural phenomena or hallucinations caused by the isolation of the wilderness, the sightings fed into UFO conspiracy theories. Was the flying boxcar a victim of extraterrestrial intervention? Had it been abducted by forces unknown, plucked out of the sky, leaving no trace behind? The case also attracted the attention of paranormal investigators, who pointed to the long history of strange occurrences in the Alaskan wilderness. Missing planes, unexplained disappearances, and eerie sightings had haunted the region for decades. Some believe the area was cursed, a place where the natural world and the supernatural collided. As the years passed, the search was eventually called off, and the C-119 Flying Boxcar was officially declared lost. But for the families of the crew, the mystery was far from over. They were left with no answers, no closure, just the cold, harsh reality that their loved ones had disappeared into the Alaskan wilderness, never to be found. To this day, the disappearance of the C-119 remains one of aviation's most perplexing mysteries. No wreckage has ever been discovered, no bodies recovered, and no official explanation given. The wilderness has kept its secrets well hidden, offering no clues to those who seek them. Somewhere out there, deep in the heart of the Alaskan frontier, perhaps lies the wreckage of the flying boxcar, swallowed by the forest and mountains, hidden from the world. Or maybe, as some believe, it was taken far beyond our understanding, to a place we may never reach. Whatever the truth, the vanishing of the C-119 remains an unsolved enigma, a haunting reminder that even in an age of modern technology, the sky still holds its mysteries.